Welcome to another episode of Oddity Critics.
Oddity Critics.
My name, if you haven't noticed already, is Philip the Punisher Collins.
And I'm Tyler Pain in the Ass. I think I'm going to start going by that one.
I ain't going to stop them. Anyways, we got a special Oddity Critic for you. We're going to do something different. We're doing an independent movie. The Way Back. One of the year's best films. Let me tell you, in 2015, I ain't gonna deny it. And it was from the studio that brought to Little Miss Sunshine and Juno.
Now, I'm going to be honest about this. When he first told me, he's like, I'm going to have to get you to watch it. I was like, but I watched it and I'm glad I did. Let's just say I'm really glad I watched this movie.
I've seen it for a while. To be honest, my dad showed me the movie. And I'm glad that he showed me so I can show other people. But like we said, it's going to be different. As when we mean different, it's not going to be rated on 3 different things. Because it's hard to rate longevity because it was independent movie. It's really hard to think of. It could be more become a cult movie, but there's only people see it.
But we still are going to rate it on our, how we usually do. But it's just going to be one overall rating.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk, specific subjects about what's good, what's bad about the situations. That's what we're going to do.
But the rating won't be until the very end. So you might have to go through a couple spoilers.
Or skip to the end.
End.
What's the fun in skipping to the end if you don't know what the movie's about?
I mean, what would you skip to the end with a guy wearing glasses like this?
Come on.
Just so I don't freak you guys out. I probably should put the glasses back on.
Probably freaking me out a little bit. Anyway, let's get into this movie.
Like we said,
the way back.
Sunglasses, that's why I brought them. But first of all, I'm going to tell you about some of the people that's in this movie. We got Steve Carell. We got Toni Collette. I'm not sure if I'm saying that, but she was the mom in Hereditary.
And the mom in this movie.
Yes. Allison Janney, who's on the TV show Mom that Chuck Lorre made back in the day.
More moms.
Sam Rockwell, which...
That's probably a mom, too.
Sam Rockwell, if you don't know, was Wild Bill in The Green Mile, the one with the moon pie. That guy who you probably like, Sam Rockwell. And then when I just say that, you probably think of a whole bunch of other movies that he's in, because there's a lot of fucking movies.
But we're not talking about those movies today, Phil. We're talking about The Way Back.
Sorry, I'm a big Sam Rockwell fan. Sam Rockwell, if you see this, much love, man.
But The Way Back. This independent movie, what was it made? 2013?
2013.
The movie was made.
Obviously, it probably means more 2012 when it was filmed, but it came out in 2013.
All right, but let's get into this. This movie was great. I really enjoyed this movie. You can start talking.
Pretty much, okay, if you ever had a thing where you were in the awkward teenage stage, and you didn't know how to talk to a girl, or you're just awkward all around, but it also could be because of I wouldn't say trauma, but in this one, his parents go through divorce, so you might understand you don't fit in because people look at you a different way.
Or also, if you've ever had a step parent, you can
which would also cause a divorce because you have a step parent.
I mean, it could.
Unless nowadays, people don't get married too much. And,
I feel like, if you have a step parent while you're married, that's a problem. Or while you're married.
You got a good point there.
But this movie, so it's, about this kid. He goes through, he's forced to be taken to this, beach vacation.
Yeah. With Steve Carell and his mom, like I said, Toni Collette.
And I tell you one thing about Steve Carell, he really nailed this part.
Okay, yeah. If you want to talk about, don't want to get so much of a spoiler just yet, but he's not the funny man in this movie.
He's different.
Yeah.
He breaks his cycle. I say that.
Which I thoroughly enjoyed.
I enjoyed it too. He did it really well too.
And once we talk about it, you would understand a little bit more what I mean by that. But
he gets dragged into stuff, and then it's a love story. Falls in love and
partial
love story. Yeah, adventure a little bit.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be stuck with him, and then he sees his parent or his mom and her boyfriend acting different, kind of thing, and he just tries to find somewhere to go, and he ends up finding a water park.
Well, it's not spoiler time yet, so we gotta be careful.
Well, no, you can look at anything it says. When a 14-year-old Duncan is being dragged on a family trip with his mom, I won't say that because that is a spoiler. He finds well, I can't say that either,
Yeah.
at a local water park. So it says in the back. So if you just read the back.
And as he said, the back has spoilers.
Yeah, so I couldn't read everything, but it says water park.
But
so
we should get into spoilers here shortly.
should be. But we just wanted to let you know that this is the movie, that we're reviewing.
And the reason we're doing this also is because, as we said in the last video, I am going to Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
So I won't be here with Men in Black. So we decided we're gonna do this one to make sure there's at least a video planned, so we don't miss out anything.
And plus, we're also trying to get into more independent movies the farther we go. Where we have a movie theater movie and an independent. But also, when we say independent, it could be an independent movie that went to theaters but was only shown for like a week or so, and it wasn't really known. So I think this had a limited release, so technically it would fall under, went to a movie theater, but it wasn't really known. So that's why it's our independent movie. And our first one, and I feel like, okay, so before we get into spoilers, I just wanted to say the reason why I feel like I picked this movie for Tyler to watch is because it's talking about going from an awkward stage, or like it's that that teenage stage where you go
where
awkward
like
and try to become confident.
You have social issues,
and that's kind of how the more and more we go on with these videos, you can see the more and more comfortable we get, and the better we're gonna be. And so that's why I think this is a good movie, good independent movie to start off with, because I feel like it kind of resembles what I want us to do with this channel, And but we'll talk about what we mean later down when we get into the spoiler territory.
But before spoiler territory, we got the karaoke.
Karaoke, which means another level. Oh, it's the Purge.
All right, so I'm gonna go first, and because this is a semi-love story, I'm gonna play the song or sing the song "Loving Is Easy" by Rex Orange County. Now, you younger people might know this because it's a fairly popular, a little alternative love group. But so "Loving Is Easy" by Rex Orange County. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Loving is easy. You had me fucked up. It used to be so hard to see. Yeah, loving is easy when everything's perfect. Please don't change a single little thing for me. Ooh.
I don't know about you, but that brought a tear to my eye.
That brought a few to mine too.
Now, my turn.
Now my eyes get to bleed.
Staying on the love subject, and all that, I picked a song that you probably wouldn't think that a guy like what I look like would pick. But I picked Usher, and I did You Got It Bad. All my people that know what's going on, look at your mate. Help me sing my song. Tell her I'm your man. You're my girl. I'm gonna tell it to the whole wide world.
Okay.
Ladies, say, I'm your girl. You're my man. Promise to love you the best I can.
Promise.
See, I've been there, done it, fucked around. After all that, this is what I found. Every one of y'all are just like me. It's too bad that you can't see that you got it bad. Hey.
Couldn't have done it better. I don't know if I said I couldn't have done it better myself. Might have been able to, but
it was been a hard try. I don't even think I could have done it better.
Yeah, that's the hard one right there.
And especially my dance skills, I don't even know what I did. I was so focused in the song.
I was just ad-libbing. I was just ad. But time for spoilers.
Another level.
So like we said, this guy, he gets forced to be taken to this beach house with his stepdad, which plays
No,
Steve.
not stepdad.
Is it not stepdad?
It's his mom's boyfriend.
Mom's boyfriend,
So they're not married yet. That's what it means.
Which is what Steve Carell played as, and might I say,
Okay.
he is a dick.
Oh, jeez. Let me tell you, that's what's so different about him. He is a total dick in this movie.
He is
First thing he says
asshole.
to this kid.
The kid says, "What do you see me as on a scale of 1 to 10?"
No, he goes, Duncan,
Oh.
what do you see yourself as on a scale of 1 to 10? And he's like, what? He goes, you gotta speak louder.
And he says a 6.
Yeah, and he goes, I see more as a 3.
Like, God, he's a dick right off the bat.
Yeah, and that's like the first scene in the movie.
And then, it's him, his mom's boyfriend, his mom, and his sister.
Not sister. Steve Carell's daughter,
Steve,
which, if they got married, half sister or stepsister.
But it's pretty much.
Yeah.
And then, because Steve Carell's character, he owns a beach house and stuff. And
Lucky motherfucker.
They go there, and then there's this, like, family of the drunk mom.
Yeah, the drunk Allison Janney.
Which she plays as this drunk mom of this, like, one, and she has a daughter.
Yeah. I can see why Duncan looked at her. Now she's of age, so don't be looking at me like that.
And
then she has a son who has a lazy eye, and
she forces him to put on an eye patch
Yeah.
because she doesn't want people to get confused on where he's looking.
Yeah. She always says, "Look at the bridge of his nose."
I'm like, makes it less awkward.
Yeah, I would have fucking slapped that bitch.
But and then he's really awkward at first and stuff like that. And then do they drive past the water park, or does he just end up taking the bike to the water park?
What I think happened. Okay, so you remember he was at the pizza joint,
right,
and they all had like the shirts on. And I don't know if subconsciously
he met the guy at the arcade.
Yeah,
he met the guy.
Well, it wasn't an arcade; it was a pizza joint.
Oh well, but it had like an arcade.
Playing Pac-Man.
And he produced the guy, which I forget the actor's name.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. He goes, and he's playing Pac-Man. He goes, play for me, but he's like, don't use.
Create your own path. I don't want to see if you get a high score, I don't want to see your name. And then he's all literal. He goes, I think you only have 3 letters. And he goes, wow, really?
Yeah.
It's Sam Rockwell. He's that sarcastic, good guy. And
sarcastic. He's a good douchebag.
It's total 180 from Steve Carell, but also from his character from Green Mile. It's a total 180.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
But he just gets tired of seeing his mom and her boyfriend going out smoking dope, getting drunk, and all that. And they're always like, "Oh, you gotta leave letters and all that." But yeah, he doesn't. They don't do that for him. Let him know. Like, just hand him money. Like, hey, here's dinner, and to leave it on. People grew up like that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But they also, I feel like they were working at that time, and
And then he eventually takes the bike out of this
little pink bike.
Little pink bike, has a little bell on it, little what are those?
I don't even fucking pom-pom looking motherfuckers.
And he takes it and he just rides it in this water park, and then he meets Sam Rockwell's character.
Well, not the first time, because he did say something, and then he was like, "Hey, did you get a high record on my quarter?" And that was about the end of well, no, he took his no. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, but that was the end of that time. And then he came back again, and that's when they were talking, and he was like, "Oh, you gotta leave and all that because you're having too much fun." But he's just sitting there like,
yeah. And then the guy, he's like, "Okay," and then he's like, "Wow, is that easy?" He's like, "You're making me waste my good jokes or something like that."
That wasn't even my best bit.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
And he was doing these sarcastic asshole jokes at first and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then the 3 look like when they're on the little top of the water park, and the guy was like, hold, still holding. Yeah,
almost ready to hold.
Yeah.
And so you're getting used to these like characters that are working at this water park and stuff, and then he goes, "You want to work here?" And Duncan's like, "Yeah," like right off the bat, just like,
yeah.
I would love
But then he backtracks and goes, "Well, if you really need somebody about, like," and the guy's like, "We're gonna have to have pastor conversations."
Yeah.
You know, and that's when his mom like, who's that?
And honestly, him saying that, it might sound assholeish, but at the same time, like, he's helping the confidence right there. Because
Yeah.
instead of letting Duncan explain himself and be like, sorry, this, sorry, he's like, look, just say what you got to say and be done with it. You don't need to apologize. Don't need to be constantly talking. You don't need to explain yourself. Like
we're doing right now.
Yeah. But, and then, you know, he develops a friendship with this character.
Well, remember, his first day. Okay. His first day.
The breakdancing.
Yeah. So some people take some cardboard and start breakdancing. First of all, when they were saying stuff, it sounded like there was going to be something worse. Like, yeah, I don't even know, like, someone's getting killed or something. But he takes the cardboard. And the funniest thing I felt was they're like, okay, you're going to take the cardboard, you got to dance. And then he goes, but I don't know how to crunk or anything.
That was kind of stupid.
And then he's doing this little shitty dance, and, you know, at first they're like, okay, take the cardboard. But
and then this girl comes and she's like, just do what I do. And she does, like, the robot and stuff. And he's just, like, lazily doing it.
Yeah. But it's funny, and they start calling him Pop and Lock.
Yeah, that's his nickname. It's Pop and Lock.
So by that time, they start like fast forwarding a little bit, and you can see him like getting tanner, and he's not all.
And then, like I said, he's developing a friendship with Sam Rockwell's character, and then also at the same time, he eventually finds out that Steve Carell's character is cheating on his mom, because they were doing like a campfire, and they was kissing this other.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh, I see. Not this summer.
Which kind of, says, he's been cheating, multiple times.
Yeah, well, not as that, but the girl that he was kissing was with somebody else. So
which was his best friend's girl.
Yeah. And so then we fast forward a little bit, and it's raining, and they're playing Candyland, and some shit goes on. But that's not the part I'm focusing on. Later on, they look, and Steve Carell's car is gone. And then when he comes back, he said he was on a boat, which we'll touch on that a little bit of why I bring that up. But
and then after that,
the girl follows him.
Yeah, the girl follows him to see where he's going, and turns out that she figured out he works there and stuff, and she kind of spends the day following him around and getting to know each other. And they kind of start building a little romantic connection, a little bit. And then they get back to their house. It's nighttime again. They're doing a little campfire thing, and he tries to kiss her.
Whoa, you get a little.
Or is that too far?
Okay, let's backtrack. So before that happens, Steve Carell and all of them are sitting there, and Kip, who's the guy that is with the girl that Steve Carell's cheating with, Alex and Danny is like, hey, can I get on your boat or go on your boat tomorrow? And he goes, oh man, there's something.
Boat hasn't been working for a week.
Yeah, and he just said he was just on the boat.
And the mom heard that.
Yeah, and she walks off, and then Duncan was like, are you gonna fucking say something?
And then he makes a big scene about it and all this stuff.
And so he shows Steve Carell, and I was like, oh shit! Like Steve Carell came in like he was about to punch this little kid. Not little kid, the kid's 14. I'm like, oh shit! You get bullied by a 14-year-old. But then
also the thing is, the person that stopped him from punching was the girl's dad, or the girl's husband or boyfriend, or whatever the case is.
The one that he's cheating with.
Which means he heard about the fact that his girlfriend was cheating and didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, but from there he was like, I just want to go to my dad's and blah blah blah. And then Steve Carell, being a fucking douchebag that he was in the movie, goes, your dad don't even want you. And then Duncan looks at his mom and goes, is that true? And then she just starts crying because she knows it's true. But then we get to the beach.
And they're...
First of all, okay, sorry to interrupt you really fast, but we talked about this when we were watching the movie. How fucked up? Okay, she's talking. Duncan just found out that his dad wants something to do with him. But then she goes, I talked to my dad today. Talked about chasing ghost crabs. It was like, bitch.
That was unnecessary. Like, don't talk about dads right now. You know what just happened. But anyway, they kind of hang out together.
And they had that moment.
What I thought they had a moment. But right before that, what I thought was funny, just had to push this in, is
that's what she said.
They're with her brother, and he's hunting ghost crabs, And they're talking, they're minding on the business, and this brother's like running back and forth, like with a flashlight. I'm getting the ghost crabs.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. And I thought I had to point that out. But then they kiss. She goes,
he tries to kiss her.
Tries to kiss, but she's like, hold on, and then he kind of runs away,
and then that's when he runs into her brother again, and they were like, take me with you, and that's when he goes to the water park. And he just wants to talk to Sam Rockwell's character, which
they're having a little party because there's this one guy that he's saying he always wants to quit and stuff like that.
Pretty much imagine
Kip from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah,
but he works at a water park.
Yeah, that's pretty much how this character was, and so he's talking and all that. And well, first of all, Sam Rockwell's like, well, you just stay for a little bit, And so they have a little party and all that. Everything's going good. And then the guy that's like Kip from Napoleon Dynamite talking. All of a sudden they bring out water guns.
Yeah, and they all just start spraying.
And the funny thing is like, my doctor told me not to get water on my face.
And he's just freaking out. It's hilarious.
But fast forward to the but in the morning, and he's probably talking to Sam Rockwell's character about how much he hates Steve Carell's character.
And then they show up. Because they were looking for
he goes back.
Well, that's because they were at a gas station. They were like, we're leaving early and stuff like that.
Well, yeah.
And then they go to a gas station right across from the water park, and he runs away.
First of all, they decided to leave because of all that shit that went down.
Yeah. So he runs to the water park, and they follow because he wanted to say bye to Sam Rockwell's character.
And then try to pass them on the water slide.
Yeah, and it was a really cool thing.
Yeah, and it built anticipation because you didn't know, and we won't tell you if it happens, but over the intercom, the lady that Sam Rockwell was attracted to was like, I don't condone this, but
I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah. And then eventually, stuff happens, and then Sam Rockwell finally meets Duncan's mom, and he's like, yeah, I want to have a kid. And then Steve Carell shows up. He goes, you ready to go? And he goes, oh, you must be, I can't remember his name. And he goes, come on, let's go. And he goes, well, first of all, Sam Rockwell was like, I'm the friend of the three. And then Steve Carell was like, I'll meet you at the car.
Yeah. Because he's like steps in front, like,
protecting him like he's been doing. And that's why I really like Sam Rockwell's character.
I agree. Sam Rockwell's character's really nice. And then it gets the girl. The girl finally talks.
Oh, no, we fast forward because remember, she wasn't there. Okay, first of all, we got to talk about this. So he gets back from me and the girl hanging out with Sam Rockwell the night before, and the girl, and they're leaving and all that, and the girls like Duncan's like, well, I guess we're leaving, and he's walking away. All of a sudden, the girl tells him like, hey, and she kisses him, and she's like, oh,
I just wasn't ready.
Yeah.
She was like, I wasn't prepared.
Yeah. You caught me off guard.
That's what it was. You caught me off guard.
But this is what I have a fucking problem with, and
they built up this entire relationship with this girl for a kiss, and that was it. And then they left.
You don't know if he got the number, and that's my problem. Like maybe he did. We don't know, but we didn't see it, so we don't.
Because the way it seems is this: they kiss, and then they'll never see each other ever again.
Yeah. Heartbreak right there. Anyways, back to where we were. He interrupts Steve Carell and then his mom, and but then it gets to the very end where she's sitting in the car and she's looking back at her son while they're driving back. And then she finally realizes that it's
the son that she needs to be around, not Steve Carell's character. So she jumps out of the front seat and goes all the way to the back.
We're not saying like she jumped out of the car and then,
Yeah, but she
moved
crawled all
through
the
the
way
back, and set by him. And it's showing like they have the connection.
Yeah, it's the mother-son, not the mother-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, man, that movie was so fucking good.
That was a good movie. Now I think we can get to the ratings.
Okay, ratings. Now you hear what we said, so it makes it a little more sense of how we're gonna rate it.
So out of 5, what do you give this movie?
Okay, I seriously fucking love this movie. Like I've watched it probably, to be honest, once a year. So with that, I give it a 4.5. Besides the part about not knowing about the number, it would be almost a perfect movie to me. But that's why I give it a 4.5.
Now, I personally really enjoy this movie, but I'm going to give it a 4 The reason I give it 4 is same with the number and things, but also because I feel like I feel like it ended on like not a bad note, but it didn't end on a good note.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, he got the kiss and stuff, but like it left it open. Like
Now,
it just,
me, that's the endings I like. Like I like to figure out, like think in my
I
head.
mean that's fine, but
Yeah.
like it's just kind of like they built all this relationship, all this stuff with all these people, just for him to leave and probably never come back.
Yeah, that is pretty sad. That's
So
why
I get a 4, but that's still an 8.5 out of 10. That's
Yeah.
still a really high
Are you sure
score.
you did your math right this time?
4, 4.5 is 8.5. I promise.
If you don't believe them, bring out a calculator. Send screenshots. Might be new science out there, new math. Who knows?
Who knows?
But anyways, as you can see, we fucking love this movie, and that's honestly what we kind of want to do with independent movies. We want to bring independent movies that
To light.
Yeah, like really good ones. Well, I wouldn't say really good ones because sometimes you could have a shitty good movie, shitty independent movie, but independent movies is not really talked about, and that's what we're trying to aim for. Anyways,
So and we're gonna do today, instead of doing our fortune cookie of the week, we're gonna do a quote, a really good quote. This quote, it's kind of a little tied to the movie, but it's also tied to us and what we want in the future. So here's the quote. It goes, "Anything is possible if you have the mindset, will, and desire to do it, and you put in the time." I think that's a great quote specifically because our channel, if we we have the power, the will, and all that stuff, we can do it. We just got to put in the time.
It might take years before somebody finally realizes,
but
man.
It's a matter of how much we're putting into it. Because if we don't put enough into it, we're never gonna get where we need to be.
Yeah, and you're not gonna care enough to keep watching us.
But
anyways, like we said, he's going to Bonnaroo, so that's why we've got this. Hopefully we can have some clips.
And it introduces you guys to our independent movies and how we're going to do those.
So even if maybe you just want to look at the video like, okay, this is an independent movie, maybe they don't even really watch the video. Maybe like, okay, they're reviewing it, I'm going to give it a chance. Now, this isn't anything you can find on like Netflix. Like I literally have the DVD because that's how much I like this movie. But you can find it on any type of like
maybe
iTunes, Hulu. Well, maybe I don't know.
Amazon probably has it.
Amazon probably has it. You can rent it from Xbox, probably PlayStation. Any of the things that you can rent movies. Not a category like Netflix kind of thing.
Yep.
But
that'll conclude today's video.
That'll be another Audio Critics video down the books.
First independent movie.
And I think we picked a good one.
I think so too. But have a good one.
Keep it classy.